I've done a lot of gaming videos, from classics like Minecraft that I did too many videos on, to terrible games like Transfer Mice with Pushover. Basically, I've seen a lot, I've played a lot, and so I've decided to rank my 7 best, favorite, and most recommended video games according to my own biased opinion. Yeah, guess what? We're doing 8 games instead of 7 because I couldn't leave out Undertale. You guys seen my live streams, right? No? Well, this is a game about a kid who falls down a hole and then befriends a goat, a fish, 2 funny skeletons, or kills them all. The combat, the characters, the story, the humor, the soundtrack. There's no wonder I fell in love with this game. And even though I don't play it as often as I did in 2016, I still have fond memories of the good times and genocides that I found in Undertale. I bought Cuphead in 2017 when it first came out, and I had a blast playing through it with my good friend nicknamed Walter White. But eventually we hit this dipshit dragon boss. It was taking us so long to beat him that eventually Walter went home to build Legos or something. I continued fighting that dragon, again and again, but I lost, and I lost, and I lost. And finally, after 300 attempts, there was no happy ending. I said, this game sucks, not my fault, I put it down, and I stopped playing it for 4 years. But I came back. And that's what Cuphead is all about. You die, you fail, you lose, but you come back again and again. Even 4 years later, you come back and you try something new. You get better every time, and eventually, you beat the game's ass. After watching the Lord of the Rings movies for the first time, I wanted more Middle-earth. So I googled Lord of the Rings video games, and Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was the first thing that came up. So I bought it, played it, and it was the best purchase on a whim I ever made. This was the game that introduced me to the free flow combat system used in Batman, and while people complained that it was too easy, yeah, not for me. I sucked at it, but what's great about Shadow of Mordor is that sucking at the game is the best case scenario. It means you die more, and the more you die, the more nemesis you make. The orc that just killed you got a promotion and is still in the game, with the same personality and some new taunts about how bad you are. You can track him down for revenge, or maybe he just proved himself to you and would be a great addition to your army. The Nemesis system, combined with the mind control system, combined with the story, the combat, the music, makes for a power trip more addicting than crack. Video games are fun, at least they're supposed to be, and that's pretty much all I'm expecting from them. So when a game goes further, goes as far as to make me think about social and political issues, well, that's not just a game, that's BioShock. Rapture is one of the coolest settings I've ever seen. It's filled with rich storytelling and mysterious music, and you get to explore it with guns and magic powers. It's one of those games that hits you so hard with the plot twist and everything that you want to replay it all over again. If you're on the fence about BioShock, look, it has some stupid things like this hacking minigame I can never do, but would you kindly just look past its faults and play it already? Why have I played Skyrim for 800 hours? Why have I played Oblivion for 300 hours? Why has The Elder Scrolls taken up so much of my life, and why is Skyrim at number 4 in this list? Well, it has to be the replayability. You can play through this game as a Viking, then a mage, and then a murderer. You get to explore in any direction you want, complete quests, clear out dungeons, and go to jail. Or do none of that, just get married and have kids. which isn't pictured here because I couldn't be bothered. There's so many memories engraved into my mind from this game, like the visits to Riverwood, trying to assassinate Ulfric Stormcloak, arriving in Raven Rock for the first time, the battles with the dragons, and the glitches. Lots of glitches. Does it have the best story? No. Does it have the most in-depth combat mechanics? Absolutely not. But it has a world that I've spent so much time in, I could play the game in my sleep. Choosing a favorite Zelda game was one of the hardest parts of making this list. These games have some of the best and most creative ideas I've seen, like the 3-day time loop in Majora's Mask, or the entirety of Link's Awakening taking place in the dream of a giant flying fish. Still, for my favorite, I'm going to have to go with The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It's the freedom this game gives you to explore and experiment in its world that makes me boot it up so often. Your only real goal is to defeat the final boss, and he's right there, so you can just travel the world, cooking up food and committing theft until you're strong enough to beat him. In addition, the world is full of side quests, side characters, side dungeons, and entire side areas of the map that I still haven't gone to despite beating the game. Breath of the Wild is an amazing experience, and I knew that as soon as I stepped into its world for the first time. Have you ever wanted to gamble without going completely broke? Welcome to New Vegas. Not only is it the best gambling simulator, but it also has an entire video game as an added bonus. Fallout to me is all about the factions and characters that you meet in this post-nuclear world, all of whom are trying to conquer Vegas or defend it from within. As you travel to Mojave, you'll run into the New California Republic, a democracy built on old American values like taxes. And then you'll run into a totalitarian, dictatorial war state based on ancient Rome, their only goal being to conquer, kill, and hate women for some reason. Naturally, people on the internet love these guys. Finally, you walk into Vegas and you encounter Mr. House, the fucking Wizard of Oz. New Vegas allows you to help, ignore, or destroy any of these major characters, and that feeling of choice is what made me fall in love with these games. Will you aid the boomers or blow them up? What will you do with the man who shot you? Who will you ultimately put in power of New Vegas? The Wizard of Oz, Stalin, President Nixon, or none of the above? Every game in this list relates back to a certain time in my life. At age 17, it was all about New Vegas, and at age 15, it was The Elder Scrolls. At age 13, it was Cuphead, and so on. So, where does Minecraft fit in? Pretty much everywhere. Call it cliche or call it cringe, this was the game of my childhood, and it still holds up. You can boot up a survival world with your best friends, build, explore, fight, die, go to hell, and die again. You can have access to endless resources and creative and build whatever you want. My newest masterpiece, pictured here, is called Le House de Dirt. If you want a change of pace, go online, log on to a server, and lose to 5-year-olds. Or download mods. I can't believe I haven't talked about mods yet. One of the best things about Minecraft, New Vegas, and Skyrim was the unlimited customization I had with mods. I've played Minecraft on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, mobile phones, and more. It's the best and most diverse game I've played since real life, and it doesn't have much competition.